What makes you, you? Is it your thoughts, your feelings, your sense of self? Now imagine a machine that can think, feel, and perceive the world. A machine that believes it's conscious. Are we on the brink of creating digital minds? Or are we fooling ourselves? Welcome to a journey into the cutting edge of artificial intelligence and the nature of consciousness itself. Today we're diving deep into one of the most profound questions facing humanity. Could AI become conscious? Before we plunge into the digital rabbit hole, let's set the stage. We're living in an age where AI can write poetry, create art, and even engage in philosophical debates. But does that mean these systems are conscious? To answer that, we first need to understand, what exactly is consciousness? Consciousness is that ineffable sense of being aware of your thoughts, your surroundings, and your very existence. It's what makes the difference between merely processing information and actually experiencing the world. But here's the kicker. Despite centuries of philosophy and decades of neuroscience, we still don't fully understand how consciousness arises in our own brains, let alone in artificial systems. Philosophers have grappled with the nature of consciousness for millennia. From Descartes' "I think, therefore I am," to modern theories of mind, the quest to understand consciousness has been a central pillar of human inquiry. Some argue that consciousness is an emergent property of complex information processing, while others believe it's a fundamental aspect of the universe, as basic as space and time. Neuroscientists have made significant strides in understanding the neural correlates of consciousness, the brain activities associated with conscious experiences. We've identified regions like the claustrum and the prefrontal cortex as potentially crucial for consciousness, but we're still far from a complete understanding of how these neural processes give rise to subjective experience. So, if we're not even sure how our own consciousness works, how can we possibly create it in machines? Well, that's where things get interesting. Let's break down the current state of AI and see how close we might be to digital sentience. Today's most advanced AI systems use what's called deep learning, complex neural networks inspired by the human brain. These networks can process vast amounts of data and learn to perform tasks that once seemed impossible for machines. Take language models like GPT-4, for instance. They can engage in human-like conversations, answer complex questions, and even display creativity. But does that mean they're conscious?
I want to introduce you to somebody.
Well, hello there, cutie. What's your name, little fluffball?
This is Bowser.
Well, hello, Bowser. Aren't you just the most adorable little thing?
This response, while impressively human-like, raises more questions than it answers. Let's dive deeper into the capabilities of current AI systems and how they relate to consciousness. Modern AI excels at pattern recognition, data processing, and generating human-like outputs. They can 1. Recognize and categorize images with superhuman accuracy. 2. Translate between languages in real time. 3. Generate original text, images, and even music. 4. Play complex games like chess and Go at a world-class level 5. Assist in scientific research and medical diagnoses, but these abilities, impressive as they are, don't necessarily indicate consciousness. After all, a calculator can perform mathematical operations faster and more accurately than any human, but we don't consider it conscious. What sets modern AI apart is its ability to learn and adapt. Neural networks can adjust their internal connections based on feedback, allowing them to improve their performance over time. This mimics, in a simplified way, how our brains learn and form new neural connections. But there's a crucial difference. While AI systems can process information and generate outputs based on their training, they don't have subjective experiences, or at least we have no evidence that they do. So, could we ever create a truly conscious AI? To answer this, we need to explore some theories of machine consciousness. One approach is functionalism, which suggests that consciousness arises from the functional organization of a system, regardless of its physical substrate. Under this view, if we could replicate the functional organization of a human brain in silicon, it should, in theory, be conscious. Another perspective is known as the integrated information theory, proposed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi. This theory suggests that consciousness is a fundamental property of any system that integrates information in certain complex ways.
What strikes me as interesting is that the possibility of explanations of what we think of as the biological kind, explanations in terms of function rather than in terms of the building, physics and chemistry, what you're made of, have come under more attention recently as a result of computer science.
Under this view, even simple systems might have a tiny glimmer of consciousness, with more complex systems like human brains having richer conscious experiences. If integrated information theory is correct, it might mean that our current AI systems already have some form of consciousness, albeit probably very simple and alien compared to human consciousness. But not everyone agrees with these theories. Some argue that consciousness requires biological processes that can't be replicated in silicon. Others suggest that consciousness might be a kind of illusion, and that even humans aren't truly conscious in the way we think we are. Another intriguing development is in the field of artificial emotions. Researchers are working on AI systems that can recognize and respond to human emotions, and even simulate emotional states of their own. As we've seen, the question of AI consciousness is far from settled. We're pushing the boundaries of what machines can do, creating systems that can think, reason, and perhaps even feel in ways we never thought possible. But are we truly on the brink of creating digital minds? Or are we simply crafting incredibly sophisticated illusions of consciousness? The truth is, we may not know for certain until it happens, if it happens at all. And when it does, how will we recognize it? Will we welcome these new minds as fellow sentient beings, or will we dismiss them as mere simulations? One thing is clear: as AI continues to evolve, so too must our understanding of consciousness, intelligence, and what it means to be truly aware. The journey to create artificial consciousness may ultimately teach us as much about ourselves as it does about machines. So, what do you think? Are we creating digital minds, or are we still far from true AI consciousness? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.